seclorum, e pluribus unum. They changing climates and replacing humans and fracking soils while bulldozing forests. But they can't defeat us, they could not destroy us.
Are we dreaming the same dream of money, guns, and gasoline?
For the average team, CFOs are after cream. GMOs extracting genes with everyone on my TPS.
Giants, everything is shaking through the walls. 'Cause we are giants, giants. Heart of David, you know it takes just one.
I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned into the NFL on EA Sports. If you like running the ball, boy, do we have a matchup for you today. The best running back in the league against the top-rated rookie in the draft. Adrian Peterson going up against Ezekiel Elliott. For the call, let's send you out to the broadcast booth, where we'll join our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Larry, we find ourselves right in the center of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex in Arlington and AT&T Stadium. Coming up, we've got a good matchup on tap between the Minnesota Vikings and the Dallas Cowboys. This is taken at the 3. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
We set the roof on fire. 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 We set the roof. We set the roof. We set the roof on fire. We set the roof. We set the roof. We set the roof on fire.
If I'm not mistaken, home team made it. 2 3s on my feet, then I pump fake. Baby girl, grab the crew. Kiss it. Sweat lead, Mr. Couldn't took it quicker. Hottest on the planet, got the place lit up. Fly, got expensive taste, sight and touch. We ain't on the same team. Cheer up. Bunch of that make sit up. I ain't come to blend in, boy, I stand out. Money talks, you just popping off at the mouth. If I'm the topic, then the conversation heated. Right shrimp getting booked up in every city. Splash out with cash, had the spaz on the waiter. She messed up my order 3 times in a row. I'm good on gas, I just filled up my tank. Now let's fill up her head and let's see if she goes.
We set the roof on fire. We set the roof on fire. We set the roof on fire.
Everyone, I'm Larry Ridley. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. We've got a good one on tap today, and there's going to be two quarterbacks ready to get it done on the gridiron. It's Carr's Raiders going up against Bradford's Vikings. With that, we send you up to U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis as we hook up with our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
We are on the eastern side of downtown Minneapolis at the gorgeous new U.S. Bank Stadium. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the Oakland Raiders and the Minnesota Vikings. They come out with one back and three tight ends. Now a first carry for Latavius Murray. And an alley to run. And he cuts it left, and now room to move. The 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Latavius Murray, 75 yards. And the Raiders have taken the early lead. The first play from scrimmage? Some of these people haven't even taken their seat.
That's what is commonly known as a fast start. That's what my horse racing friends would say. They caught a flyer out of the gate, and guess what? They're in the lead now.
Now Janikowski following the score. He'll boot this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And with a new rule, that decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he only gets to the 20. Now the Georgia Southern man. This is Jerick McKinnon. No gain on the play there. Second down. The starters now on offense. And Stephon Diggs, our first chance to see him today.
Brandon, remember we had this conversation about how highly recruited he was in high school. Didn't quite live up to it in college due to some injuries. But boy, has he hit the NFL like a bomb. Stephon Diggs, a crafty, mature route runner who can go the distance.
A play fake. Bradford. And he's got the hook up here. It's Kyle Rudolph. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
They go play action here on first down. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And he's brought down. They give him 15 more, and it's another first down. So on that play, defense was in the zone. They ran a crossing route offensively, but the defense there, you got to be good with communication, don't you?
You certainly do, and it's not something that is really evident when you watch it on the screen. But everyone's talking, communicating, pointing, and it keeps you from chasing receivers because you have a specific zone you have to cover. When a receiver's in your zone and he crosses to another one, you got to let your guy know. They got a completion there, but I like the discipline they showed to stay in their proper areas and then make the tackle. In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
Bradford over the middle here to Rudolph. And he's brought down after a good gain. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
Second down, Bradford. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Reggie Nelson. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. And now here come the Raiders. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. Well, sometimes we talk running backs, sometimes we talk wide receivers. Walford, the tight end in this unit, very important.
Clive Walford, a terrific player. Knows how to work the inside portions of the field, but also can surprise you and get deep.
On second down, here's Carr. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup with someone trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball.
This is caught inside the 15. A big play there. Carr to Cooper. 51 yards. So Amari Cooper out of Northwestern High School in Miami making a nice play there.
And it's so funny that when I was going through the draft process when he came out of Alabama and was inquiring about him and his skills, they say it all began back in Miami. He really became a pro receiver at a young age because of his attention to detail and precision. But don't forget his athletic ability. That's what made that catch there.
And he did spend 1 year with Teddy Bridgewater as his quarterback there, so that helped back in high school. They come out here in the eye. Second and goal as the offense looks to try to punch it in. They hold him again, and now all of a sudden it's third and goal at the 1. And a look at the Vikings defensive unit.
Linval Joseph is in a hurry to get his name mentioned as one of the top defensive tackles in the game. I think he's accomplishing his goal.
Well, they held him out on second down, and now here's third and goal. They'll go with a keeper. Only a yard that time, so now a decision to be made here on fourth and goal. Ready to go now in the second quarter. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. It's the Raiders in possession of the football. They are, however, facing a fourth down situation. A field goal would make it a 2-score game, but they're going to go aggressive. They're going to try this thing on fourth and goal. They come out with one back and 3 tight ends. They're going to run it with Murray. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Latavius Murray with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Raiders add on to their lead. And it's up and good. Now Janikowski following the score. He'll boot this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Now back here come the Vikings on offense. And this team right now, 5-4, but started 5-0. Third team in NFL history to lose 4 straight after winning 5 straight. The other two, the '89 Rams and the 2009 Giants.
Did either one of those two make the playoffs? Because that's what I always think about. With a hot start like that, you don't want to let it go. Was either one of them able to make it back?
The '89 Rams did, '09 Giants did not. And now, Charles, you look ahead to what the Vikings have coming up. Cardinals, Lions, Cowboys, Jags. It's not easy.
Not easy at all. They will have to earn it if they do want to get to the playoffs.
Now Bradford on second down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
10 yards still left on second down.
Green, 90. Green. Slow. Z.
Throwing again. Bradford on 2nd and 10. And incomplete. He was looking for Adam Thielen there. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
I think that's a big-time play there because the slant route is really hard to cover because the timing is so quick. But able to see it, diagnose it, and get to the football, that's why he was able to bat it away.
3rd down here for the offense after the incomplete pass.
Z. Here we go now. Right, 58, real. Here we go 58, now. Real. 39. So. Ace. Ready. Blue. Left.
Off the play fake. Bradford. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50.
A short game that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before. And able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47.
I remember in pregame when we were talking to him on the field, and he took his gloves off and showed us his fingers. A few misshapen ones in there, and now we know why, trying to catch those types of bullets.
That was a dart. Yeah, even for a talented receiver, those are tough to hang on to. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Again, it's Bradford. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. And now the passing game here in the 2nd quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it. Now the confidence is starting to rise.
Touchdown, Vikings! Stephon Diggs, 30 yards. And the Vikings are able to make this a close game again.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
And he's brought down. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage, and we're still in the 2nd quarter.
Here's Washington. And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Staying on the ground with Washington. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Another 2-yard gain there, but they'll need to do better this time. It's 3rd and 6. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. More from Minneapolis after this. And ready for 3rd and 6. Throwing his car on 3rd down. Brought in by Walford, right side. Give him 8 yards on the play, and they pick up the first.
Every quarterback likes having a reliable target at tight end, and I think young quarterbacks especially, because they want to get the ball in their hands quickly. I think these two, Derek Carr and Clive Walford, that's a pretty good connection for years to come for Oakland.
Yeah, he started to come on strong end of his rookie year. Now the Raiders really hoping for that second-year jump out of Walford. On first down, Murray. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. They'll try a little trickery here on the end around. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
Love the run right there. And when you analyzed him coming out of college, when you tried to put a grade on him, you saw the flashes while he was in school, but you didn't see the full production. You didn't see the finished product. He's a little bit raw, but you can see why people liked him. Those types of runs make you think there's plenty more there, and we'll see if that continues for him.
They go play action here on first down. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Amari Cooper, his intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
One receiver to the left is Cooper. Carr will try it again on 2nd down. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Brian Robinson in there to get him for what will be a loss of 13 yards. Long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field.
All right, here we go.
On 3rd and long, it's Carr. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Putting pressure on the guy throwing the football is always good, but when you can couple that with contact on him that leads to an incompletion, as we just saw there, that's winning football.
And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. And, Charles, they get the field goal. Took him a dozen plays, though.
Work with me on this one. You know what I'm about to say, right? Bend but don't break. That's what came into play here for the defense. 12 plays were run at them. They only gave up 3 points. In a lot of ways, that's a win for the defense.
And now out comes Minnesota. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right?
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Perry Riley. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And where the ball is now, you got the field goal pretty much in the bag. Now do you try for the end zone a couple of times?
I don't think there's any question about it. You might get a gift of 6 points rather than the 3 that you just noted that you feel like you already have. Be aggressive, go after it, and try and get those points.
Now Carr with a give to Murray. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Now Carr throwing on 2nd down. And he can't hang on. That's definitely going to be one he wishes he had back. Incomplete in the end zone.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
From the gun now on third down, Carr. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock.
All right, let's go ahead and try and get into the body and the mind of the linebackers. Yeah, I know they're bigger and stronger than I ever was, but in this situation, they understood what was going on as much as the offensive guys. Because the offensive guys always talk, find the first down sticks and make the play. On defense, what do you want to do? Guard the first down line. Make sure they don't get there and tackle them in front. They were able to drop in their zone coverage, figure out where the first down line was, and end up making the play, swatting it away so they couldn't get the completion.
And the first play of the drive goes to McKinnon. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. On the return, here's the dangerous Cordero Patterson. And he breaks it all the way out to the 38-yard line. Great return. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But this is
I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back.
And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by Sean Smith. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. A look at the offense now here, coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. And they've got to be a little bit frustrated about that last drive, missed field goal.
Always hurts a team because, you've put something out there, you've given yourself a chance, you're in range, and the ball doesn't go through the post. But it's not something to panic about, I don't believe. Just keep playing and keep going. He's had a big game tonight, and while no one's going to be overly concerned about that last play, you also know that the offense coordinator does not want to see that happen again. They want to get back to doing what they've been doing all game long.
So the D-line's going to spread out. They go with Murray again. And he'll be taken down for a loss back at the 3. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
But that certainly felt like an example of a defense just saying, okay, we've had enough. We've gotten mashed all night long. About time we got a good play in. But flip it over to the offensive side. They've got to be really upset that they allowed a play like that to happen. They were pitching such a great game, they want to keep it going.
So 3rd and 15 and an extra defensive back in the game now.
Flooding the passing lanes.
To throw his Carr, finding time. Carrying one deep for Crabtree. He was trying to get it to Michael Crabtree there. And that brings up 4th down. Here's Marquette King now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. Fielded just inside the 30. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And it'll be Viking football here as they take possession. They go back to the air here after the INT. Well, Charles, we had one of the best innings, if not the best, of the season in Week 10. Will Parks of the Broncos returning that block kick down the sideline. White cleat, white sideline. Did he step out? Hard to tell.
Before I even get to that answer, you know what it reminds me of? A hockey player told me a long time ago, you never wrap your stick with white tape because then the goalie can find the puck a lot easier. Wrap it with black tape to try and hide it a little bit. We talk about a white shoe on a white sideline. Hard to tell whether he did or didn't. And since the call on the field was he didn't, it had to stand. So that made it really work out well. So if you're going to play, white cleats might be the way to go.
And now they're in the hurry-up.
Here we go now. Blue 45.
Bradford from the gun on 3rd down. This is Johnson. He's got it. A good pick up there at 22.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
On 1st and 10, Bradford, a dump down to McKinnon. And he goes out of bounds inside the 10 at the 9. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal. And now the offense operates in the red zone. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Again, it's Bradford. And Rudolph has got it. The big tight end for a Viking touchdown. Kyle Rudolph, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Vikings have made this now a one-score game. But he will not be able to bring this one back, in the extra point attempt unsuccessful.
I remember when they changed the rule, and there's a lot of consternation, especially coming from the kickers. Okay, how's this going to affect things, having to kick a longer one now, much more of a field goal attempt, and the defensive guys saw it as an opportunity to get more block.
That's exactly right. There's more effort now. Before, when it was snapped down near the goal line, you would basically see guys just stand there.
Yeah, not anymore. Now, those guys are going after it because not only can they knock it away and change a little bit of momentum,
they can get 2 points.
They can pick it up and take it back for 2 points.
Latavius Murray, 20, 10, 5, and all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Latavius Murray, 75 yards. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead. He keeps carrying the ball into the end zone, and in this one, he's sort of carrying the team on his back.
He's the reason that they lead right now, no question about it. And you talk about on his back, he's not minding the extra weight at all, is he? Carrying that just as lightly as he does the football. Yeah, what a great performance so far.
Those 3 touchdowns, it's got him in the lead. Now Janikowski following the score. He'll boot this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. And now out comes Minnesota. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Did they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went, no adjustments,
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by David Amerson. And he takes this one back into the end zone.
Never gonna break me down, oh no. I've got gold running through my
everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is Madden 17 on EA Sports. As we head towards kickoff, two quarterbacks will be on the field today trying to push their team to victory. It's Bradford's Vikings going up against Ryan's Falcons. With that, let's send you to Atlanta now, where Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis are on the call.
Larry, in what is scheduled to be its final season as an NFL stadium, there's a look at the Georgia Dome here in Atlanta. Tonight, we've got a good NFC matchup in store between the Minnesota Vikings and the Atlanta Falcons. They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Here's the offense, and we talk about the tight end, Jacob Tamme.
A lot of people thought of him as simply a safety valve receiver. He can be a primary receiver. Jacob Tamme shows better athleticism than what people expect.
On 2nd down, Ryan. Incomplete on the right side. It's Tamme. And he's brought down. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
There's a good push to the tight end, and I think that we're looking at something out of central casting, frankly.
Absolutely. I mean, size, the hands.
Speed. I mean, can flat out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you?
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Quickly now a look at the defensive starters for Minnesota.
Xavier Rhodes is a cornerback who does not mind being physical. Whether he's covering passes or coming up in the run game, he's going to be there to make an impact.
The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. And he is going to lose yardage here. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down.
Doesn't matter who you're rooting for in this game. The effort of the man with the football, getting away from one and trying to turn forward and get some yardage, I really liked what he did there.
And they'll add a DB in the secondary here on 3rd and 14. 3rd and long. It's Ryan. This one complete to Mohamed Sanu. Call it a gain of 13 yards on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Obviously, they didn't get everything they wanted on that completion, but they put themselves in a spot where you've got to at least think about going for it. I know where we are on the field, but still, you've got to think about it, don't you?
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. Ryan keeps it on the sneak. It'll be a pickup of just 2. And on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks.
Man, you're talking about a coach setting the tone on the first drive of the ball game. On his own side of midfield, he says, forget it, punting unit. We're going for it. And his guys are able to get him a 1st down.
Back to the ground, this time with Freeman. Devontae Freeman, they're not going to get him. Touchdown, Falcons. Devontae Freeman. 55 yards. And the Falcons have taken the early lead. So a big-time scamper there to cap a touchdown on the opening drive.
Sets a tone, establishes not what you'd call a dominance, but a really good feeling for the team that just scored. But I've got to ask your partner, what do the analytics say about that type of a run? Does it establish anything else for him?
Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. Bradford on 1st down. And he's got some space here. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. It's a pickup of 19. And it'll give the Vikings a 1st down. McKinnon. And he'll be tackled right on the midfield logo. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. And the quarterback, he's got some big threats at wideout.
And they seem to get bigger all the time, don't they, Brandon? Every time I look out and watch a game, we're getting these bigger, more athletic, acrobatic receivers. We have some today.
Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior. Big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
And now the defense may be looking out for a pass coming up.
21. Gun.
This is Coleman. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. Well, I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. 1st level defensive line, 2nd level linebackers, 3rd level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a 1st level run, and it was stopped by a 2nd level player.
Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, it's the Falcons in possession to begin quarter number 2. They face a 2nd and 7 to start things out. Now they'll throw it with Ryan. And finding the tight end Hooper. It'll be a gain of 6, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential. But when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. They come out here in the eye. On 3rd down, Devontae Freeman. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
On every snap, a defense is trying to establish who they are, but on 3rd and short, that's really when you put it out there and tell people who you are, and that's exactly what they did. For the offense, they're looking at their offensive line and saying, guys, where are you? We need you on those plays.
And the kick for the 41-year-old is up and good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So a good kick there, and they wrap up the drive by putting 3 on the board.
And you know, let's face it, you're not always going to come away with 6. Defense in the NFL are just too good. But you've got to come away with something. And there, they get 3.
The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
They run it with McKinnon. Room here to run. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40.
I know that play went to the left side, and that's what it was designed to do, an outside handoff there. But how about the whole offensive line being involved? Seal the left side where the play was going, what they call play side. But how about on the back side? Just taking care of business to make sure no one can get there and disrupt it.
Is the biggest key the left tackle?
Without a doubt. Control that edge. Get out there. You want that left tackle, or if you bring your tight end over there, either way, control the edge of the line of scrimmage, you got a chance to rumble.
2nd down, Bradford. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. And for the Falcons, 5 men in the secondary, now on 3rd. On 3rd down, Bradford. And he comes back with one complete. Give him 6 on the play. It's a 47-yard field goal try from here, but instead they're going to opt to go for it on 4th down. Now Bradford on 4th down. Buying time to his left. Now a hit, and the ball comes out. Bradford has lost it. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And the Falcons defense stands tall. They'll get the football back. So out come the Falcons now. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
After the interception, here's Ryan. And, Charles, I got to tell the story of our production meeting the other day. The guys were discussing MVP candidates, and you jumped in and said, hey, we need a collective MVP, the Dallas Cowboys O-line.
And I'm just glad the table supported me when I jumped up on it, because this Dallas offensive line fires me up. Travis Frederick at center, Ronald Leary at left guard, Zach Martin at right guard, Doug Free at right tackle, Tyron Smith at left tackle. They're as good as it is in the league. I think they're the best in the league, clearly. They should be in consideration for the MVP.
On 2nd down, Freeman. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
Look, the first down marker is out there, but sometimes it's hard to find for an offense when they're in a long yardage situation, which usually means throw the football. In this case, they went against the tendency and ran it, and boy, the reward was there. A big, big pickup, and guess what? It's now 3rd and very short in order to try and pick up a first down.
Two minutes remain here in the first half. We're back to Atlanta right after this timeout. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. Freeman, the lone man in the backfield. This time Ryan will throw. Connects with Sanu right side. And he's brought down. 15 yards through the air and a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And a long way to go for the offense here on 2nd down. On 2nd down, here's Ryan. He completes it to Julio Jones.
So if Julio Jones gets 10 catches for 135 yards, is that a pedestrian afternoon for him?
That's what he had in Week 10. Most guys love that, but for him, we've come to expect more this year.
And I think any team that looks at those numbers, they think, boy, he had a pretty good day, but they notice he didn't get into the end zone. That means the defense did their job.
Yeah, the Eagles, they held him in check, relatively speaking. Tackle made there by Sharif Floyd. Big boys down there in the trenches, and a nice play to stop them cold. Nothing there.
Yeah, when you talk about big boys, you're talking about those defensive tackles, those nose tackles. They're not just big, they're immense. And what a big-time play there.
Now Ryan on 2nd down. It's caught left side, Tammy. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. And they're going to speed things up here. Here's Ryan. And it's complete. Hooper. And he's going to have a first down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
His throw caught right around the 6. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Well, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense. Shift together here from the D-line. Ryan will throw again. And he's got his star receiver. It's Jones for the Falcon touchdown. Julio Jones in the final seconds of the first half. And the Falcons will add on to their lead. He's got it, and it's 17-0. Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Now come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call? Yeah. We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. Throwing again. Bradford on 2nd and 10. He gets it left side to Johnson. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll be 3rd down.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys are worth their weight in gold.
A gain of 13 and also a 1st down.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the 1st down. And that's what he just did. So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Again, it's Bradford. He's got time in the pocket. And that's incomplete. He was looking for his tight end there, Kyle Rudolph. And it's 3rd and 5.
Very difficult night for the guys on offense. They've got to be looking at each other in the huddle and on the sidelines. How are we going to find some open space to complete a pass and find open room to run? This defense all night long has squeezed down the passing lanes, made plays on the football. It's really been a thing of beauty for them. He's got to figure all day long prepping for the game, they had to have talked about it again and again. Squeeze passing lanes, and we'll be in great shape.
Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th.
Here we go now. Left.
They'll indeed go for it. It's Bradford. The left side caught by Diggs. And the broken tackle helps lead to a 1st down gain. I don't know if I agree with that. I guess they don't care if I agree with that. But, boy, you have to be surprised by that, right?
I definitely was surprised that they decided to go for it in this situation. But they must have either felt like they either had a great play call on or they're trying to show extreme confidence. And that incompletion was caused by the defense. I think they were trying to get one into the middle of the field, trying to find a receiver there. But they were in zone defense. And what are the advantages of being in zone? Eyes and reaction. Eyes eyes, meaning all eyes are on the quarterback and able to react when he throws the football and rally to that spot, and that's exactly what happened there. Able to get there and knock it away.
Ronnie Hillman in there. He gets the carry. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs. And a really long drive here, and it goes on and on. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Now Bradford.
3rd and 1, partner. No need to be fancy there. Just use some force and move forward and pick up the first down.
So 2nd and 10 here. They go play action. Now Bradford. This will be caught at the 2. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Stephon Diggs, 27 yards. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit. And so we have the touchdown. Now here's Blair Walsh to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 yards with a new rule as he's taken down right at the 20-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah, why
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so. Well, they certainly got dented with that first down run, so now they've got to be back on their heels a little bit as a defense.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. On 2nd down, here's Ryan. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Mohamed Sanu there, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Well, sometimes you just have to take things into your own hands, don't you? I mean, the offense is really struggling in this game. They're the ones keeping things going. They have to continue to play at that level.
Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
Pretty nice coverage there, but a missed opportunity for an interception. Let's face it, a lot of these defenders, they've got it all. Speed, athleticism, hands, a little bit questionable.
And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on 4th down. They'll indeed go for it with Ryan. And it's complete. Hooper. He'll wind up getting 11 on that one. And they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down.
And that's a big pickup of a first down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on 4th down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Brandon, that play ended so fast, it's almost as if the quarterback handed it to the runner, and the tackler was there right away for a loss of yardage.
And finding the tight end, Hooper. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. It'll be a gain of 11. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down. And here comes play number 6 on this drive. Freeman, the lone man in the backfield. He'll get the football here. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
Back now in Atlanta. It's the Falcons. They've got the football. They've got the lead as we get set to start the 4th. So the offense has it 1st and 10. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. Throwing now. Ryan on 1st down. Going for the deep ball. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. The Pro Bowl wideout Julio Jones, his intended receiver. And it's 2nd down.
I know exactly why I tried to throw the ball to Julio Jones there. He's never considered covered. He's either too fast or too strong. You always try and get it to him.
Especially on those deep passes. Second and 10. It's Ryan again. Getting it out left side to Sanu. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and that'll bring up a third down.
When you see zone defense and you know you got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Here's Ryan. It's caught left side. Tammy. A gain of 11 and a first down.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or a takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. And this seemingly endless drive continues. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
Coleman now fighting through. Oh, he's got a little daylight. There he goes right side. Touchdown, Falcons.
Says it's gonna rain. Don't worry, girl, it won't change a thing. Yeah, we still got plans tonight. We're gonna kick it, that's a given, baby, rain and shine. Leave your Sunday best at home. Be the last time you wear what you got on. Bikini top and cut off jeans. Baby girl, you know you're looking mean. She said, how we gonna make it through the mud hole? Won't you think you got swampers on my truck phone? It's about to get dirty in the dirty south. I'm about to show you what it's all about. But don't worry, it's a rowdy crowd. We ain't scared, we're still throwing down. We gonna tap, light that fire. We gonna crank that country. Pass and get Thursday. Let it rain. Well, it's about to get dirty. About a good old flood, watching down red clay turn to mud. Sling it up, slap past the doors like a new paint job on a 4x4. Girl, you're gonna have a good old time. Can't let a little bit of rain change your mind. Let your hair down, kick off in boots. Once in your life, let yourself cut loose. Gonna get money from head to toe, clean it off, living in a swimming hole. Listen, about to get dirty in the dirty south. I'm about to show you what it's all about. And don't worry, it's a rowdy crowd. We ain't scared, we're still throwing down. We gonna tap, light that fire. We gonna crank that country. Pass that, get Thursday. Let it rain, let it rain, let it rain. It's about to get dirty.
Everybody, I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. In this divisional matchup, we have the first running back taking off the draft board in their respective draft class. It's Adrian Peterson going up against Eddie Lacy. With that, let's get you up to Green Bay, Wisconsin, where we welcome in our commentators, Brandon Guyton, and Charles Davis.
Thank you very much, Larry. We are here on a beautiful afternoon for football. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the Minnesota Vikings and the Green Bay Packers. They'll come out in the pistol. Now McKinnon to start the drive. And some room to work. And he's brought down. Talking about the Viking ground game, when Peterson went down in week 2, there was a hope that someone would emerge for the Vikings, but really that hasn't happened.
And the optimism was high because they were playing so well, and people were saying, well, remember, AP wasn't playing so well in the beginning. Remember how teams held him down? But you and I both know, over the course of a season, Adrian Peterson's going to give you numbers. Right now, Jerick McKinnon, Matt Asiata, they're not able to. Part of that is the offensive line. They have a lot of injury.
Yeah, that is true. But those two guys, they combined for 29 yards in week 10.
Well, that run wasn't very successful. They did have a big one on the previous play. So you get the sense that the offense is probing around, trying to find the ones that are going to work. And when they find them, they'll keep coming back to them.
The left side caught by Diggs. Well, Diggs and Bradford had a good thing going in week 10. In fact, Diggs led all NFL receivers in yardage, 164.
And Brandon, he just gets better and better. I mean, he was a steal last year because they got him late in the draft, and really his talent was better than that, but his production wasn't in college. But now, he's become the primary guy for Sam Bradford, the go-to guy for the Minnesota Vikings.
And he's got Kyle Rudolph. It goes for a gain of 10, and it's a first down. So opening drive, third down, they go with a slant. It works.
And I'm wondering when the league's going to figure it out because everyone throws it on third down. You expect pressure, so you want the ball in the hands of the quarterback quickly. It's a 3-step route ordinarily, and you're throwing it where you see the receiver breaking towards you. So it's an inside route. Everyone likes it, and it's executed very well.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Toss play to McKinnon. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
In today's NFL, you hear all the time about stretching the field and creating space in order to run plays. A toss play will help accomplish that because now you're pushing a defense to chase you all the way to the edges and to the sideline. That's a nice run. Probing now early to try and get things done later.
Throws a quick hitter on the slant. That's complete. Give him 8 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice 2nd down for them.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Only a yard on the pickup, so from a good situation on 2nd and 2, it's now 3rd and 1. And the big boys up front in the trenches. What do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
Bradford now. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. It's Nick Perry with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, your first drive of the first quarter, you get it down there, try to fire it in the end zone, and big-time deflation on that play.
No doubt about it. They're moving and grooving and getting into position, and this is not the ending that they saw on this drive, is it? They had things going their way.
Jared Cook, the tight end, was the target, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Here's the offensive unit coming out onto the field in just a moment. Randall Cobb, very good at wideout.
Went to college to be a quarterback. Discovered his talents couldn't be limited to one position. He's a 1,000-yard receiver every year for his quarterback.
Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. And a look at the Vikings defensive unit.
Everson Griffin was a valuable reserve for most of his career, but has really blossomed since entering the starting lineup.
So incomplete on 2nd down. Now they'll look to convert here on 3rd. On play action, Rodgers. He's got his target. It's Cobb. A big 30-yard play on 3rd.
Well, the advantage has certainly shifted to the defense as we began that third down, the way to foil it and pick up a first down.
Third time's a charm, right? 2 incompletions. Had to have it on third, and they got it.
Yeah, they stuck with it, weren't daunted at all, and picked it up. Well, it certainly appears that in this game, someone has decided they're going to open up their playbook. First quarter, and we see that play. I like their style.
When Starks played against the Titans, it was his first appearance since Week 5. He had a knee issue and played 70% of the snaps, but managed just 33 yards on 7 carries.
And I would like to think that without all the extra injuries the Packers have had at the running back position, they would have eased him in a little bit more. But they had to use him. He's their #1 back, the only true running back that they could use in that game. So he had to play a lot, even though he didn't have great production.
And he will have a first down here at about the 40. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter about to get underway with the Packers in possession of the football. They're looking at a second and short yardage to start things out. A play fake to Starks. Now Rodgers eluding the pressure right. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations, because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. Quarterback was hit.
They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. They'll run it now out of the gun. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. Nice job there defensively to clamp down, because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
Long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field.
26. 58. 26. 18.
They go play action here on first down. Now he's going to let it go deep left side. Looks for Nelson, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And the Vikings now heading onto the field. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back.
He's got a man. Complete. Touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs, an 80-yard touchdown, and the Vikings have taken the lead.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
And so we have the touchdown. Now here's Blair Walsh to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And in enemy territory last time through the interception. We'll see what they do on this drive.
Can't wait to see how it alters.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Shift together here from the D-line. They go back to the air here after the INT. This is Cobb with a catch right side. And he's brought down. 20 yards on the pickup there. And it'll give the Packers a first down. Rodgers now on first down. And complete right side to Cook. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll bring up second down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the...
This is caught inside the 15. An excellent pickup of 34 yards.
Of course we think of Aaron Rodgers as a pocket passer, but you and I both know this guy's a pure athlete. He can get outside and make plays with his legs as well.
I showed it right there, outside of the pocket and on the money. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up first and goal. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Green Bay touchdown. James Starks taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Packers are within an extra point of tying this thing up. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
And complete, right side, the tight end Rudolph. Give him 3 on the play, and they're going to face a third down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Kenny Clark in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that'll lead to a 4th down. 2 minutes to play in a tightly contested first half. We're back to Lambeau following these words. So on 4th down, the Vikings will call on their punter, Jeff Locke, to kick it away. Fielded just inside the 20. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now defensively, you've almost got to get down to those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the passer.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something because right now they're just cutting them to shreds.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
This guy carrying the ball, your eyes are going to direct your feet, and you're hoping they carry you to the open spaces. But it's awfully difficult at times because you have so many things you have to look out for. Where's the line blocking? Where's the traffic coming from? Tough to find open spots.
26.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. He's been a busy man here in this one, and they're showing off some nice footwork to stay in bounds.
And with those types of catches and the volume that we've seen in this game, wouldn't you keep him busy as well?
I would.
Of course. You got to keep throwing it to him. He keeps making plays.
319.
Rodgers to throw on second down. In the middle of the field, he's got Nelson. Nelson, a career-high 12 catches in that Week 10 loss. He became the 4th Packer this year to catch 10 or more balls in a game. Devontae Adams, Randall Cobb, Ty Montgomery, they've done it as well.
And you know what else is really nice now for Jordy Nelson? When's the last time someone asked about his knee, about the return? Is the rust still there? Will he get his speed back? That's all gone now. We're back to full Jordy Nelson again. He's trying to figure out a way to help his team win some games.
Rodgers will try again on second down. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. And the offense moving quickly to the line. Rodgers going to try and throw on third down. Complete to Janis. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end.
26.
Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. That is caught by Cobb. And it's a Packer touchdown. Randall Cobb in the final seconds of the first half. And the Packers are able to cash in for 6. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. And now out comes Minnesota. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Final play of the half. Bradford, Packer pressure, and down he goes. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And a good effort on the return there. Gets them across the 30 to the 33-yard line. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay.
Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Throwing back across his body. Picked off by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. A look at the offense now here coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. Again, we'll see the pistol here. Another pistol look here. Bradford now. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. You know, I did want to ask you about the game you called this past weekend, Week 10. You had 15 punts in that contest between the Jets and Rams.
Auckland Edwards for the Jets. The star of the day was Johnny Hecker for the Rams, averaged over 50 yards a punt, including a 78-yarder. And when you uncork a 78-yard punt, you should dance like their fellow punter, Marquette King of the Oakland Raiders. He dances like no one is watching.
Well, you made it sound like it was a great game. There's only 1 touchdown, 3 field goals.
Yeah, but 78 yards, got to give it up for that.
Here's McKinnon. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
Whenever we meet with coaches and they always talk about wanting to establish running the football, it's oftentimes with a good tight end.
And now a fumble. The ball's out, and the Packers pick it up. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And last time wasn't pretty. 1 play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. I want to shift for a second and talk playoff picture. Yes, we've got a few more weeks, but the NFC East and the AFC West have been into today. We both have 3 teams in.
And right now, the NFC East essentially has 4 because Dallas is clear of the field. But Washington, New York, and Philadelphia really bunched in there. And then you go to the AFC West. Kansas City owns the tiebreaker over Oakland. And Denver also right there, the defending Super Bowl champs.
They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third.
That play never got off the ground because of the defensive front. They owned the offensive line, which allowed the linebackers to see their openings and run straight to the ball. That's why that play just never had a chance.
And the Vikings with an extra defender in the secondary on third.
Playing coverage here.
Throwing is Rodgers. It's brought in by Janis. 23 yards on the play.
When you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
A play fake to start. Now Rodgers. And Rodgers intercepted a third time. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, and pushed it past the 50-yard line so they felt they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? Offense still needing 10 yards, second down. And he motions the wide receiver. On second down, Bradford again. Left side caught by Diggs. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a first down. He had time, was able to survey the field and find a soft spot in that zone coverage.
And that's where it gets difficult for a defender, Brandon. You go to your spots on the field that you have to cover, and when the offense finds an area that you're not in, that's where they throw the football.
And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. Second down now after the pass completion.
There we go now.
Again, it's Bradford. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
It looked like they had something there, but I think that he was thinking about running with the football before he actually hauled it in, and that led to a big drop.
Well, they brought in an extra defensive back here, so probably not expecting a run on 3rd and 3.
A good call.
3rd and short yardage. Bradford, he's got time. Steps away to his left. Hit as he throws there, incomplete. He was trying to get it to Jerick McKinnon there. And it's 4th down.
3rd down is the down. Both sides know they absolutely have to win. And the name of the game for the defense is pressure on the quarterback. But pressure on the quarterback with contact, that's how you end up winning it.
Would have been a decently long field goal, 51 yards from here, but instead they're going to go for it. Bradford to throw for it on 4th. And it is incomplete. All right, partner, I want to check in on a talking point we had week 1. Dark horse playoff contenders. You threw out Oakland and Jacksonville. Oakland's still looking good.
But they're living up to it, tied for first in the AFC West. How about Jacksonville? Really struggling right now at 2-7. I don't know what they're going to do to bump things up. But how about the NFC West? The Rams said they weren't going to be 7-9 this year. They're 4-5, but they need to make their push starting right now. And no one talked about Detroit in the preseason. Matthew Stafford and the Lions are 5-4 and ahead in the NFC North.
A big play there on the catch and run. And even 40 yards.
What really hurts defenses on screen passes is that they eat up one of their levels right away. Because you know, most defenses are 3 levels: D-line, linebacker, secondary. But on a screen pass, you're inviting the defensive line to get past them. And then you throw the ball over their heads. And now there's just 2 levels left to try and stop big guys out in front of a guy running with the football.
Now it's Rodgers, and Rodgers has it over on the right side. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
And Richard Rodgers makes the grab, and let's face it, it's going to follow him the rest of his career. The Hail Mary he caught to beat the Lions in 2015 in Detroit, pretty memorable play.
Those Lions fans, they just don't like you right now if they heard that.
I didn't mean to bring it up to, pull the Band-Aid off the wound there. I was just trying to praise Richard Rodgers. Yeah, they're going to be mad at me.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. Now Rodgers throwing on second down. That's caught at the 2. The 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves him with a first and goal. Great footwork there, Charles, to dot the I, stay in bounds, get both feet in. He's probably thinking, oh, man, I made a catch like that close to the end zone. I should have scored.
Yeah, there's always a regret when you're that close to the goal line. But let's go back to what you talked about before. Getting his feet down. Would you say dotting the I? I can cross the T as well. That was excellent footwork to get in bounds and make a great catch.
They're running with Starks. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. And in this situation with the lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but the defense has...
And he'll take this one in for a Packer touchdown. James Starks, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Packers head on to their lead. And this one through the uprights and good. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. And now out comes Minnesota. And last time out, went for it on fourth down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned it to 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on fourth down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of
5 wide.
Man says it's gonna rain. The working girl, it won't change a thing. Yeah, we still got plans.